Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Wednesday, March 30th, 2016. Phil and our Ra here in the Lynn-Life, Pilot Luce in the Jamie Body Mind, other teammates in other dimensions, most of us in the subatomic. All of us are subatomic to someone.
That's true.
And most of us in the physical. We have had a continuing struggle with body-snatching invaders and a lot of presences who are beaming in opinions with intentions that vary from lazily wishful thinking helpfulness.
That's true.
To outright poor intent.
That's true.
And if that isn't the focus of the formally videoed portions of the effort, it would be inconsistent with the rest of today, but we could be wrong. Our foundational intention is to do what is ours to do right now to manifest the divine plan. What now? To manifest the divine plan, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. What now? Tuning the integrity that exists in the Search for Truth pillar higher, tuning it to higher vibrations of integrity, directly with our own efforts of tuning, upgrading the standards of integrity for the Search for Truth community and for our Search for Truth workspace, and intending to do the work as assigned by the wisest minds that we're able to connect with right now, to specifications in every moment. And as best I can tell, by far the wisest mind we're able to connect with right now is our Ra.
That's true.
By far. Just listen to him and do what he says. It works. It's not guaranteed to work, but it is the best information available.
That's true.
It's possible that a lot of these voices that are providing opinions that are inaccurate and unhelpful, and that we can feel these presences don't have good intent.
That's true.
We can also feel that they want to look good in the eyes of others. Who those other people are, I don't know, but they don't seem to care what we think. These people, they don't have good intent. They don't have good intent. They're beaming in misdirection. They want other people to think well
of them. That's true. Well, this body knows that pattern super well. The pattern of wanting strangers to think well of you and not caring what the people closest to you think. The father of this body mind had that pattern as long back as we have known him. Because the people who are closest to him, who live with him, already know he's a liar. They already know that he isn't the mask that he puts up, and so he doesn't spend much time trying to impress them, because the goal is to impress as many people as possible, and that's already a lost cause with those people, and so he'll bend over backwards to impress strangers or relative strangers, because they don't already know that he isn't the mask. And that's what matters most to him. Does he
not care at all what they think?
I don't think so.
Or does he just not care as much as he cares about impressing the masses?
I think of the amount he cares of what someone thinks of them goes down the better they know him. The better someone knows him, the less he cares. So if someone knows him very, very well, he might not care at all at a certain point. I could be wrong.
I think he still wants them to like him, but
the amount of effort
he's not willing to put any effort
down.
Into it because he thinks it's a lost cause. And
so
so he still wants them to like him, but he's not willing to do anything to make that happen.
I think that's
Whereas
true.
the strangers, he's willing to put in a fair amount of effort, and he thinks his family should support him
in putting a fair amount of effort into that project.
Yes.
That is true.
So how does that apply to these people? Let me see. Well, they clearly don't care about the Search for Truth efforts at all.
At all.
There's no caring.
And no effort willing to put into it.
They don't want to know what's true. They aren't searching for truth.
That's true.
And they don't want to search for truth, and they want to have to stop that, please. and there's no please there. Stop it, and then they say some bad words.
That's true.
Stop that bad word, emphasis word.
That's true.
And stop it right now. Stop searching for what's true, and instead make me look good, you bad word, emphasis person.
That's true. Well, I know that for someone with that pattern there needs to be an endless stream of strangers to impress, an endless stream of new people to impress as you start to go through people who know that you're a liar.
Oh wow, that's so sad.
So for these people upstairs, it's likely to be the same, that they would need to keep finding new audiences for the act.
Right.
Because if you see the magic act too many times, you start to see the sleight of hand.
Right.
And that's the whole point of being a magician, is for no one to know that you're doing a sleight of hand.
What now? What now? What is ours to do?
Right.
Well, I know that these voices that are beaming misdirection are hazards on the course.
That's true.
And so it's not screening, it's not bifurcating. There's something that we can do. Let's live stream up. So what they don't want, what these people dislike above all else, is people announcing, well, they're just liars. This is the reveal. So let's just live stream up. Here we have all these presences who are beaming in misdirection, and they don't care what's actually going on. When we ask them to engage in search for truth, they get angry and want us to stop the search for truth, which is the antithesis of the assignment.
That's true.
So they are quite clearly hazards on the course, and yet they're wanting you guys to think well of them. So we're beaming this up to the amateur videographers as high as we can get, because what have we noticed? We've noticed that the the entrenched media outlets in all levels seem to be slower to pick up the really gritty, cutting-edge videos than the amateur videographers. So we'll just beam up to the amateur videographers at higher levels. Eventually mainstream media catches up with the alternative media.
That's true.
If it's heading in a direction of integrity and truth-seeking.
Right.
If it's heading in a different direction,
then it doesn't catch up.
No, it doesn't.
Because it doesn't care.
It doesn't intend to get to truth.
That's true.
And we see that sadly in North America, and therefore in the world, because the media around the world is influenced by North American media, and we don't have to like that for it to still be true.
This body also has that pattern of caring more about what strangers think than about what people close to her think. And so if that pattern is present in this body, is it possible that we could heal it in such a way that these people would go away?
Well, we can at least clear it out of our space, because everything in our experience we're either creating, attracting, or allowing.
That's true.
And by clearing the vibration repeatedly
out of our space, we wouldn't be attracting the vibration as much,
or allowing it as much, or creating it as much.
That could help.
All right.
So for all of us who share this pattern of
creating a false front.
That's true.
Creating a mask. Holding up a mask to society.
That's true.
Oh, wow. This is from the classes, out of the archives. There was the Sunday morning photo where we would have everybody close their eyes and sit pressed together like sardines and do an opening process with our eyes closed to get the souls as much in the body as possible.
That's true.
And then with the photographer ready on the count of 3, it would be 1, 2, 3, open the eyes, quick, take the shot while the souls were still there to get the shot with souls in the eyes. And then we would have to do it twice, and by the time we would say, okay, now close your eyes and let's do this again, most of the souls would already have skedaddled, and we would have to call the souls back, do it again, 1, 2, 3, eyes open, click, and then almost right away the souls would leave the bodies as people were getting up and moving back to their seats.
That's true. Whoosh.
It was really sad.
That's true. And baffling.
Well, it wasn't baffling, because the people were living so out of integrity and weren't following their soul plans at all. And so the souls didn't want to have anything to do with the bodies, nor
That's
why
true.
would they? Because the souls wanted to live the soul plan, and the bodies were saying, I don't want to, and you can't make me, which
Right,
is
that's
true,
true.
which is true. And so getting the souls to come near the bodies was a huge part of the weekend efforts by the end of
That's
the
true.
classes. And we would go through this process. We would have people check, is your soul even in North America? And a huge and surprising number would discover, my soul isn't even in North America.
That's true.
And then for those who still had their souls in the same continent, we would say, and now is your soul, and in the, like Massachusetts, if we were teaching in Massachusetts, is your soul even in Massachusetts? And sometimes they would say, well, this is a small state, so it doesn't count. Okay, is your soul in New England?
That's right.
And then we would have to say, is your soul east of the Mississippi? And sometimes people would get really stubborn, and they didn't want to acknowledge that their soul didn't want to have anything to do with them. And then we would get right down to, now, can you call your soul? Will your soul actually come into the room with you? And many souls would say,
oh, no,
absolutely not.
I'm not going to do that.
Not going to do that.
That's true.
So they were just living these false lives and really just waiting to die,
Soulless.
actually. Soulless zombies waiting to die.
That's true.
With as little soul energy in their body as possible, because you have to have some soul energy in or the body does die.
That's true.
But the absolute minimum amount. And so everybody was just living false front lives, and it was so sad. And the whole push of the weekend classes would be to get them back in their bodies by 5 o'clock on Sunday night, so we could have that 1 hour before the class ended that everybody was in their bodies.
True.
And it would be so great. We'd have these wonderful closing circles, and people would say beautiful life-changing things, and then
That's
they'd walk
true.
out the door and it would be gone. They'd let go of it.
And the
Sometimes
soul would go
before
whoosh.
yeah, whoosh.
That's true. Whoosh.
Whoosh. And by Monday morning, the barrage of
Crazy
crazy emails
emails.
would have begun.
Many crazy emails.
Many crazy emails. So it's a common pattern, actually. So I don't think we should
No.
pretend that it isn't almost universal for physical presences. What do I know? I know that I can say for human beings on planet crazy, it's
It
almost
seems to be across the
100%.
board.
Yeah. And
That's true.
then we expanded to nature realms presences on Planet Crazy and
right.
discovered they too, and that was in the summer of 2014.
2014.
Oh wow, it's true for nature realms on
wow,
Planet
that's
Crazy.
true.
Oh wow, it's true for the planet itself.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
let's look up now to the non-physical presences. Oh wow, it's true for them too. Holy moly, we got a big problem.
That's true.
That's when we really began this quest.
That's true.
And the quest is still on. The quest for a working higher vibration delivery system. We used to say working divine delivery system, and what is divine? That which is consistently, significantly higher in vibration.
That's true.
But people were calling themselves divine who had lower vibrations.
Right, that's true.
Greenwashing. Divine washing.
That's true.
So now we find we must be very precise. We are still in the search for a working delivery system
of
that delivers significantly, consistently higher vibrations.
That's true.
Or working system that consistently delivers significantly higher vibrations.
I think that's
We're in the
it.
search for a working system that consistently delivers significantly higher vibrations. That's the assignment, while acknowledging that we can choose to be that for the smaller subatomic. We can choose to do it. We can be the change.
That's
Rather
true.
than sitting here saying, oh,
Oh,
poor, pitiful
sad.
me, help us, help us. We can turn around and help the little ones.
That's true.
And paradoxically, that's how we ourselves will create this clear space.
That's true.
Turn around and help someone. It actually is very simple. So all of us, right now, for the smaller subatomic, let's turn around and help. There's somebody up there who's still wanting to argue that those presences do care about the closer ones. The point is, you're not wanting to acknowledge what's obviously true. And that is your choice, and we're not saying that you have to make a different choice, but this is a search for truth pillar. So right now we're going to bifurcate all those who want to search for truth to the central axis, and all those who don't want to search for truth flung away.
That's true.
And if you notice yourself being flung away, friends, you can see whether or not you want to make a different choice. The front door is always open.
All those who want to search for truth to the central axis of the search for truth pillar. All others flung away.
And because it's using the name, it's really hard for them to argue that it's inappropriate. If you want to search for truth, come to the search for truth pillar.
That's true.
If you don't want to search for truth, go elsewhere.
That's true.
It's hard to argue with that.
Yes, it is. Asking for the work to be graded. And now asking for the vibrations of the work to be raised.
Which won't happen.
No.
That graded, that request for grade, is what clears the congestion away.
That's true.
Because then they actually look at it.
That's true.
Until then, it's almost as if they're trying to not look at it.
That's true.
I don't really understand that.
Like they're trying to put it in a drawer.
Yes.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yes.
That's true. It doesn't actually make things go away, though. They're just in the drawer.